I have 3 anime hot takes that I know are going to piss some of you off, so let's get into it. First, Rimuru is overrated. And before you start typing, I'm talking about the anime version of Rimuru. I know what the light novel and manga say about him. Apparently this man eventually becomes an absolute monster, but if we're judging purely by what we've actually seen animated, I'm not getting Dragon Ball level power from Rimuru. Compared to characters like Goku, Vegeta, Naruto at his peak, or even some Bleach characters, Rimuru's anime portrayal just doesn't give me that same "this guy could destroy the universe" feeling. So here's my question. Are we scaling Rimuru based on what he's actually done in the anime, or are we scaling him based on what we know he's eventually capable of? Because those are two very different conversations.
Second, Jujutsu Kaisen's power system gets way too convenient sometimes. Domain expansion was cool as hell when it was introduced. But eventually it started feeling like, oh, you have a domain? Well, I have a stronger domain. And then someone finds another technique, another binding vow, another loophole, or some completely unexpected ability to counter it. And that's where I think JJK loses some of its strategic appeal. Compare that to something like Naruto, where fights can come down to preparation, chakra management, deception, matchups, and actually outsmarting your opponent. Sometimes JJK feels less like chess, and more like two guys pulling out increasingly bigger guns until somebody dies. Don't get me wrong, the fights are insane. But is the power system actually well structured, or does it just give the author enough flexibility to make almost anything happen? And number 3 might get me killed. Bleach has some of the lamest world building in the big 3. Think about this, we're talking about an entire spiritual reality, and yet the major locations we constantly see are basically Karakura Town, Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo. And Soul Society itself is supposed to be this massive afterlife, but sometimes it feels like everybody lives in the same neighborhood. Then you finally get to the Soul King's palace and it's basically, welcome to the Soul King Express, bro, this is supposed to be another level of reality and I'm expecting some cosmic, incomprehensible dimension. Instead, it sometimes feels like I just took a train there. Bleach has amazing characters, aesthetics, and fights, but when it comes to making its world feel massive and lived in, I think Naruto actually does it better.